Aloha and welcome to the audio threads for the pageant Miss International Hawaii. Today we have again Melody Higa. Hi Melody.
Hi everyone.
And we're going to be discussing her SDGs, what SDG stands for, and how that is a very important part to this particular pageant. Why don't you go and tell us about the goals that you have actually selected for yourself in your reign?
I would love to. So there are 17 Sustainable Development Goals with the United Nations, and I'm focusing on these three, which are health and well-being, education, and the most important one that I want to promote is 16, which is peace, justice, and strong institutions.
Okay. And how are you going to go about doing that?
I think selecting peace is one of the most difficult goals, but I know that with the Journey to Peace initiative that I'm currently working on, we're really focusing on just creating these opportunities for people to learn about what happened in the past and how can they create these small decisions to continue to maintain peace in the future. So I know with this title and with these goals, I'm able to promote that as an organization.
Very cool. So when you get to Tokyo, Japan for this competition, which I think you're leaving in October, right?
Yes,
October 25th or something like that. And you'll be there for 2 weeks and you're going to experience pretty much a 2-week, I want to say vacation, but a promo tour where you'll get to go to different places like Kaga City and Fukushima and so many others. One of the key things of this competition is to each of the girls to share their sustainable development goals and what their community impact is. So of the 17, you can pick whichever combination, or if you just want to concentrate on one, but what is the deeper meaning of these three goals? Why did you pick them? Obviously peace is important, right? But what stood out to you about this?
I think for the first one, which is health and well-being, my grandfather passed away actually when I was just about to turn a year old. And so I didn't have the opportunity to make any memories with him. And so we weren't able to diagnose what was the cause of his passing, but it was something to do with lung health. And so that's exactly why I wanted to partner with the American Lung Association. So I was on the board and I was a co-chair for the Young Leaders Cabinet. So we do a lot of research and advocate for the amazing work that we're doing here that will go directly to our community. So I know that's a big difference. And then looking at education, as a first generation college graduate, I really wanted to show that you're able to make the best out of your opportunities. And so even though you don't have maybe the same resources as everyone else, being able to promote how much education, how many sources there are towards education.
Right. And that's just, the internet, right? Is such a big, you can learn so much. And especially post-COVID, I think the online courses and the ability to to complete a university degree is acknowledged in a different way, right? than it was before. Have you ever noticed that particular?
I did, and my work doesn't know that, but yeah, I use YouTube a lot.
And it's really interesting because I remember the time when before COVID, it was like, oh, you have a degree online, it doesn't really count. Exactly. Even though it does. And post-COVID, now it's 100%, just definitely a source where you can learn. And that is something, are you going to focus on that, or are you going to focus on maybe connecting with the libraries, or how are you going to go about doing this outreach when it comes to education? What are your visions for your year?
I think utilizing social media is going to be a great tool that I can use. I know just about an hour ago, our team was looking at poses and things to prepare for the international pageant. So I think that being able to use that and leverage, whether it be educational or financial tools, I think that's a great thing. I majored in finance, so being able to share that with young adults is really important.
Yes.
Becoming financially independent is something that I really want to focus on, but just showing how many resources and how many free resources are available. I know Harvard does a lot of online free courses, and so just being able to share and really promote all of these resources available to everyone.
Very cool. So when you're going around the community, that's some of the dialogue that you're having with people. Like, did you know that you can actually take a Harvard course
Exactly.
online? Yeah, that's wonderful. And we've talked a little bit about your journey to peace and how that's your core for your reign of your community impact. Remind us again, when is the next time that we can see you in action at an event for Journey to Peace?
So our second event is on October 26th. So it will be at the Pearl Harbor Aviation Museum. We will have it live streamed, but you can also join us in person, meet our team, meet the incredible panel of judges that we'll have there, and just be able to ask any kind of question. I think it's really just learning, and everyone's so respectful of whether you know anything about war or peace, in that matter of fact. But it's just a great place to create open dialogue.
So to paint the picture for those who are listening, you're at a long table, and on that long table, there are different people of different age groups, different backgrounds. Everyone looks a little different, right? And you'll have someone that you said was a war strategist.
Yes.
A war strategist. That's just crazy. I've never met a war strategist. And then you'll have someone like yourself who is a young professional who holds a title called the Miss International Hawaii title. And then who else is on that panel besides hopefully more people? I know that you said you want to tune in online. Who else is sitting at that table?
We also have people on the board of the Japanese Culture Center. We have people who come from military or Navy backgrounds. They're fighter pilots. So it's really just a wide array of so many different backgrounds, so many different educational opportunities. And it's really cool because we get to hear not only the historical aspect, but just the, I don't know if you would say, the cultural aspect of it as well. So it's really a well-rounded educational series.
Very cool. Share with us one little tidbit that you learned from that time on the panel. Around the table, I guess, round table discussion that really surprised you.
Oh, that's so difficult because we had so many, so many informational things that I didn't know about. I guess for me, it was looking at the map and realizing the strategy that goes behind the decisions of these world leaders.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, I was really surprised.
Oh, when's the last time you even looked at a map? I'm not talking about GPS now. I'm talking about like a real map.
Probably middle school, to be honest. Yeah. But we had it on the screen and everyone was looking at it. And so the historian was kind of going through that. And it was really interesting to learn about that.
Yes. Maps. Wow.
Not Google Maps.
Yeah, not Google Maps. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing a little bit more about your SDG. Where can people find more about not just your story and your SDGs that you're concentrating on, but also the other contestants this year and what they're doing in their various countries and regions?
So you can find it on the Miss International Facebook page. We also have a website, and there's also a Instagram page called Beauties for SCGs, where a lot of the title holders will promote their platform and what they're doing in their community. And I think it's so fantastic that the Miss International organization provides us with this opportunity to show the impact that we're making, not only as title holders, but just as people who are just passionate about their community.
Mm-hmm. And again, that's Beauties for SDG, SDG. And find us more on our own website, www.missinternationalhawaii.com.
You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Miss International Hawaii.
Thank you for joining us today, and until the next audio thread, aloha.
Thank you.